Mr. Glenn Hall, former goalie for the Blackhawks. How you doing, Glenn?
I'm doing well, gentlemen, and I hope you people are also.
Hey, we are, man. We are jacked up. You know, you won't believe it. It's got to feel just like back in '61, don't you think, when you guys were playing?
Well, I'll tell you, there were great days for us to remember, and thus far it's been great for this year's team, and hopefully they can finish it off.
Well, I tell you what, Glenn, 21 years in the hockey, Hall of Famer, 1975, goaltender. I tell you what, you must have seen a whole lot starting back there. Let's see, your first year was 1950. Did you wear a mask in 51?
No, I didn't. The last 2.5 years of my career, I put a little Lone Ranger's mask on.
Lone Ranger?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Not compared to these big old arcade, Martian helmets they wear now.
But that'd be nice to have the protection and feel confident. We tried to stay alive first, and second, we tried to stop pucks. I guess it was different. You know,
because aren't those pucks flying just as fast back then as they are today?
Well, no, everybody shoots puck hard now. In the old days, there were maybe 2 or 3 guys on, and certainly Bobby Hull, nobody shot the puck, and I don't think anybody today shoots the puck harder than Bobby shot it.
Wow.
Glenn, what do you remember about the '61 Stanley Cup Finals?
Just that we won. It was a glorious feeling, and it really was. It'd be nice to say, well, you were on 4 or 5 Stanley Cup teams, but it's at least you were on one, so it's easy to remember which one was more enjoyable if you've only been on one.
Yeah, I tell you what, to win a world championship like that has got to be the greatest feeling in the world. And you know, playing 9 years of pro football myself, we won a couple of playoff games during my career. There's nothing that feels better. We never made it past the second level, but just winning a playoff game is so exciting. But I just can't imagine winning a world title.
Yeah, it's great, and well, you know the degree of difficulty it is to get past any one level. And again, we probably had better teams after the '61 team, but either the opposition were better or we didn't play as well as we should have.
Glenn, what was the key to winning in '61? Was there a player who just stood out, who took you all the way?
Well, certainly Bobby and Stan were just coming into their own, and they're great players, and you knew then they were great players, and they contributed. But it was Murray Balfour, I think, that Murray got a couple of overtime goals in that series. He had a great series, and if there was one, well, you certainly know it's a team effort any time that you win, and it was everybody contributed. But Murray, he happened to be tapping the puck in at the right time.
I'd say you got to have a hot goalie, and you were as hot as they got back then.
I had a good series, yeah.
Isn't that true today? You've got the Flyers that are 7 seed up against Montreal in the finals in the East, which was the 8 seed. I mean, that you get a hot goalie, you can't score, you got a chance to win, right?
Well, and if the goalie has to play well, but your defenseman has to pick up rebounds, and that's a big thing. You play collectively, and rebounds are the thing that make a goalkeeper play well or not. If he's not getting rebounds, he's going to play well. All of them today, these young kids are just great athletes and great goalkeepers. And if you take away rebound from them and limit the screenshots, the goalkeeper is going to play pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you had a question there, David. Yeah.
Glenn, who was a better player, do you think? Bobby Hull or Stan Mikita? This is a fight to the stage.
It's a big can of worms now.
Oh, it sure is. Well, Louis Angotti used to say, well, Bobby, if you walk through the park, he says, Bobby would mug you and take your money. But if you walked through the park and Stan was there, he'd pick your pocket. And that basically, they got the same thing done, only they did it a little different. And both absolutely great hockey players.
What do you think of the Hawks goalie now, this Niemi?
I'll tell you, I'm so poorly informed on what's going on. I I know the scores, and that's about it. I understand they've got a great, great team, and that's everybody. And like I say, the defense, that's who's gonna win for you.
Were you at any of the playoff games this offseason?
Pardon me?
Did the Hawks have you in any of the playoff games this year?
No.
So they did not invite you to come to any of these final games?
Where's Rocky's number?
No, I couldn't make it. I'd be a liability. No, the players don't have to. Like, it always bothered me as a player that they introduce people at center ice, and I'd say, drop the puck, let's get things going, and they introduce somebody after in the bar or whatever.
Glenn, what was your favorite moment in the NHL?
I think just playing in the NHL. I enjoyed every game that I played. And like I say, that if you play well, you enjoy it more. And I like to think I didn't have too many bad games. I certainly had bad goals, but you can live with a bad goal, but a bad game was tough to live with.
Is it harder being a goalie, you think, in this NHL than it was when you were playing back in the 60s and early 70s?
There's lots of good goalkeepers that aren't in the NHL. I know that, and I think that the number of people who were playing goal was certainly limited. Skating was one of the most important ingredients there is in goalkeeping, and now all the goalkeepers can skate. A lot of guys didn't get into playing goal simply because the position was, at that time, probably the worst position in sports, simply injury-related, and most of our injuries were puck-related.
Because we want to bring on the join you just during this transition a little bit here, Al Secord, former player. Remember Al, right, Derek Glenn?
I do. When I was a boy, I used to watch.
Oh, I don't know how he's going to take that. Now, you know, he's an American airline pilot now, man.
Oh, my
goodness.
That's something.
Hey, before we get Al on here a second, though, hey, Glenn, how big is this yard you're mowing, man? I'm a big green thumber myself, man. Is it a pusher, or are you riding on that thing?
No, I'm riding. It's about 3 or 4 acres.
Oh, good for you, man.
That I've got, so we still live in the farm, so
good deal. Well, let's get a little later version about what the Hawks are doing. Of course, that's good old number 20, Al Secord, played for the Hawks back in the mid '80s. How you doing, Al?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Robin?
Hey, we're doing fantastic. I'm trying to remember the last time that we saw one another. Probably at a golf outing somewhere in Chicago.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of those, but now I have 2 young children. I don't golf as much as I used to.
There you go. And gee whiz, American Airlines, man, how'd you pull that gig off?
Well, I fooled a few people and got my license out of a cereal box, and they hired me. But no, not to scare anybody. I did it the right way.
Well,
Al, David Spada here. What do you remember about Glenn Hall?
I remember watching him as a child.
There you go.
And I've met Glenn. So hi, Glenn, by the way.
yes, Al, good to talk to you.
Yes, and I remember meeting Glenn a few times over at the United Center, and I remember watching Glenn as a kid, and I always thought he was great. I don't know how he did it without the mask, and then the mask, and then I think those guys were a lot tougher back then.
Yeah,
We're a lot more stupid.
You're a lot more stupid. God, can you imagine, Al? And those pucks got to go over 100 miles an hour at a slap shot. Is that correct?
Well,
I keep thinking they go faster than that.
Okay.
They tell you that on the machine that they're between 90 and 100, I suppose.
Oh, that is just without a mask. I mean, oh man, the fear factor. That's crazy.
Well, I think back in Glenn's day, there weren't that many slap shots. I think it was probably just starting out with, I think, Stan Mikita started it, and Dennis Hall and Bobby Hall. But most of the guys were using a straight stick and the wrist shot. And I know it still hurts the same, but I think the guys were a little more conscious of keeping the puck down. And Glenn, I don't know how many guys you know that they got a puck in the face, or did you get one once a week? I have no idea.
No, you used to figure that you'd get a couple of good ones a year. And, you wore a mouth guard, didn't you? We were concerned about No, we were not.
No mouth guard?
They were tough, Robin. That was
Holy
sissies
cow! Okay, how many teeth are missing?
I've only lost one, eh? But I remember I talked to Johnny Bauer, and I was playing in the American League, and so was John. And I told him, I said, I think you lost 7 teeth the one night, and his wife was there, and she says 9. And I said, oh, well, if there were 9 teeth laying on the ice, John, I said, I'm glad they were at your end. Yeah, that's the mentality you had, that you knew you were going to get nicked. And we were more concerned about the eye injury than anything else. And there were, in those times, too many goalkeepers who lost an eye.
Oh, wow.
Earl was pretty tough, too. He never wore a helmet, I don't think, his whole career.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. When I started, 98% of the league didn't have a helmet on, and I was bribed by Don Cherry when I played for the Boston Bruins to take it off, and I always wanted to, and then once it comes off, it never goes back on.
You were kind of an enforcer anyway, weren't you? Kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
I pulled up the YouTube, and there must be there's a string of fights on there.
Yeah, it's amazing. You don't show any goals, and although I did score a few, but I think people are more interested in seeing the fights, and I actually did win a couple, so there's some good videos and some not so good.
Yeah. You know, I know that I was just which got me in the middle here. Anyway, Glenn, you know, if you want to hang on, but hey, it's been great chatting with you. And I don't know if you got, you know, if you're going to be mowing the lawn or anything like that.
No, I'll get to work. But if you could convey my best wishes to anybody on the hockey team, and good luck to you, Al.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you gentlemen later.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Glenn, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Good.